All right. Thanks again, Dale. My first question is, when you look at this year's training camp roster, what stands out to you about this group as a whole?
The group of players, again, guys as a whole, they're like again, we can see the skill and speed. Like you start with the returning players from last year. They're all skilled guys, and they got good speed, and they're playing well in their club teams, which is important. And with that, they all the rest guys, we got speed and skill, but we got size. You look at some of our top end guys, not on our top two lines got big guys. So that means a lot. So that you add size and speed and will, and you got good things can happen.
So, how would you describe the identity of the team you'd like to have, and how much of that comes from the way these players are developed across the Canadian Hockey League?
Well, it's I watched a lot of video on these kids that were coming in to make sure I get them in the right spots, and they're competitive. And the Canadian, the Canadians, I can't say one guy. I go, oh, he competes. Oh, he hounds pucks, and he's not like taking the easy way out. He's working hard, and most of them on the club teams, if they don't carry their club that game, they're not going to win if they're not the best player. And so they're coming up big from everybody that I've seen. They're working their tails off, and that's what you want to see from your best players. And they do it with the club team. They'll definitely do it up here.
And so, obviously you're just coming off a more Cup win yourself. Even Sam O'Reilly, one of the players announced today. Just how much does prior experience in those big type of CHL moments, whether it's Memorial Cup runs, whether it's league championships, whether it's deep playoff series, how does that factor into your evaluation and also help these players as they go on?
Yeah, it really helps them to play in these situations. It's just because you know how to deal with the emotions of it. It's more like their skill is always going to be there. What game you play, it's how you control your emotions that you can say, well, I was too hyped up and my legs were seizing up, or I wasn't thinking as well as I should be. So it teaches you emotional part of the game to play these big games, and that's the most important part is the emotions of the game. And you got the same skill and the same everything else, but the emotions will fluctuate in a bigger game. So they know how to Mem Cup game, the final game, and you got to go in. You got to have your best game that game, or you're going to lose. So emotionally, was I good at it? Was I high enough? And that's why you'll see a lot of teams like our own team. We lost in the finals to Peterborough, lost in the Mem Cup to SAG. Then the third year, guess what? They were ready to go and they knew how to handle the emotions of the game.
So another thing that's interesting with this event, obviously, too, is we have a coaching staff that comes across the CHL. You have yourself, Gardner McDougall, who comes in, as well as Brad Lauer. And I just find yourself, or curious about, do you find yourself leaning on insights from CHL coaches when making tough decisions, or also as you work through, like, what's it like, I guess, working with a constellation of different guys who you don't really get well, I guess you faced Gardner at the Memorial Cup. But what's it like to kind of be able to pick their brains and to kind of build not just this team but a strategy?
Okay. Right here with you got coaches like the two coaches there. They're the league coaches, and they know how to coach, and that's why we picked them to come team kind of because they're elite. And again, as much as our players are a team, our coaching staff is a team, and we run everything by everything. We're all involved in everything. Like you have one guy run the PK, one guy run the PP, but we still do it all together because everybody has good ideas. We got to sort them out. Which one's the best idea, and we got to do it as a coaching staff, as a team.
Do you ever feel like when you get in a situation like this, Dale, like you learn something from would Brad bring something or Gardner bring something that you then take away and go back to London and implement yourself?
Oh yeah, you're stealing everything again. If you stop stealing, even at my age, I'm still stealing and learning.
Yeah, I think Babcock called it the R&D department, the Robin Do.
Is it? Oh, that's what he said.
I'm pretty sure that's what he said when he was in Toronto. Otherwise, just big picture, how would you describe the impact that the WHL, the OHL, and the QMJHL have on Canada's national junior team and its success at the World Juniors?
Yeah, it's big. It starts right from, when you start the programs, 16 and 17 and 18, and you see right across Canada where they're coming from everywhere, and it's like, and the program is good because it gets them used to each other playing in an international environment, and so it starts when they're young, and this is the one where you hit the most is the World Juniors, and it's every kid wants to be here.